Okay, these are the basics of the 8000 machine. So first off, like a lot of other machines, you have these numbers here. These are your back tacks. Okay, so AB is one back tack, which is right here. You can see it. That's the back tack at the beginning of your sewing. And then CD is the back tack at the end of your sewing. Okay, so that's the values. That's 4 stitches and 4 stitches. And then you can start sewing as much as you want. Okay, and then when you come to the end and you back heel, it's going to go 4 stitches, 4 stitches. Okay, that's what that is right there. So if you want to change that, you use the arrow keys. You press it once and it'll start flashing. You can change it to whatever you'd like, up to 9, and then hit the arrow key again to go to the next one, and we can have a front back tack that's 6 and 6 and a back tack that's 4 and 4. Now, it won't let you sew while it's flashing. You have to press enter to accept that, and once it's not flashing anymore, you can sew. Here you can see that your back tacks are turned on. So that's your AB and that's your CD. You can double them. If you hit it one more time, you can see that that one's now doubled. So it's going to do 6 and 6, 6 and 6 twice. Same thing here, and then if you hit it one more time, it switches them off. So that's the cycle: a single, a double, and off, and it goes for both of them. Off, single, double. Okay, so that's the back tacks. Here you'll see that you're in free sewing mode. So there's 3 modes here that you can see, these 3 buttons. This is the free sewing mode. This is telling you with the dashed line that you can sew as much as you want. Use this for the majority of your things. The second one here is just to tack. So you won't be able to sew with this one traditionally. It'll just tack the cloth. I can show you an example of that. And then this one is like, let's say it's you're sewing on a label or something. It can remember 10 stitches, 10 stitches, 10 stitches, 10 stitches, and your label's done, and then it cuts. Okay, you'll also notice that all of these buttons have 2 functions. The white is the first function, and the blue is the second function. So if you click it, you're operating the white. If you hold it, you're operating the bottom. Okay, so like press it, hold it, press it, hold it, press it, hold it, okay, and so on. So I'll show you the bottom now. Here you have, this is the thread nipper, which is this device here. It essentially takes place of your wiper to keep the thread on the top of the material or leave it on the bottom. Okay, this is your needle position. Okay, so you can change your needle position to always be up or always be down when you let go of the pedal. This is to switch off your cutting function. This is to switch on and off the function that lifts the foot every time the pedal goes to neutral. And then this is kind of similar. This is to switch on and off the function that lifts the foot after a cut has been made. Okay, and then F1 and F2 is to set parameters. If you're constantly changing a parameter with that M key and turning on the machine while holding the M key will take you to the parameters. And if you're constantly changing back and forth between like one parameter, these are like quick references. You can press one of these and you can set it so that these will take you to that parameter, so you don't have to switch off the machine all the time. You can just click this button, change the parameter, and then carry on sewing. You have an I button here, is your so like this is my bobbin counter right now. It gives you like stats on different stats. Okay, you can, and if you hold it, it'll change this one from a production counter to a different kind of counter. I can't remember what that one is. And then of course your time is here. Okay. This button here is your reset button. So if it comes up here that your bobbin counter is maxed, or it's trying to tell you that the bobbin is low, you press this button to clear that message. Okay, so as an example here for these buttons, you can see I have all of these here. I can turn them on and off by holding these. So you'll notice that is the same as that. That's the thread nipper. If I hold this button, it'll go away. Okay, if I hold this button, it's going to change from right now, the needle is in the material, which means down. If I hold it, it's now above the material, which means the needle will stay up. Okay, so just as an example, I'll take the thread out here. Okay, you can see that the needle always stays up. Okay, and if I hold that again and make it so that it's always in the down position, when I let go of the pedal, the needle will stay in the down position. Okay, so that's the difference. I also have, you can see here that I have the foot always staying up when I'm not pressing on it. When it's in the neutral position, I change that here. Okay, so if I hold that, you can see that goes away. And now the foot won't lift when I let go of the pedal. Okay, so that's the basics here. The only other things would be if you hold this button, this little weird, almost like flower looking icon means that it's called one-touch sewing. So what that means is if you set up a count here for this, where it counts the sides, let's say 10 stitches, the difference between one touch on and off is when you press the pedal, just one time, it'll finish the 10 stitches. Whereas if you have it off, no one touch, you actually have to hold the pedal for it to continue stitching. It still counts, but you have to hold it to do that. And then here's your bobbin counter. So if you wanted to change your bobbin counter, you hold that, and that's your symbol for your bobbin. Right now it's at 425. Let's see if it'll, no, it won't let me sew in this, but if I press enter, now let's see what it's at. Yeah, 418. Okay, so it's gone down. It's counting down to 0, and then once I get to 0, it's going to give me a little alarm here. Bobbin's, the bobbin's about to be out. If I go back to press this one back to get your back tacks there, and I press plus and minus, or just plus really, that's your speed right there. Once you're in this, you can raise it to 4,000. 4,000 is the max, or you can lower it if you want the machine to work slower. Let's go to 2,000. Press enter and you come back to here, and now the machine's going to be much slower. I don't know if you can hear that or not. And then your bobbin winder's up top here. You stick your bobbin on there and kind of press that in, and it'll automatically turn off. The second thread will come through from there, through the tension discs, out this way, and around your bobbin here. Okay. Down here you have your reverse. So if I put it's the exact same thing as the traditional lever here. Okay, and then this is programmed, this button here is programmed to be the needle position button. So let's say it's set to always stop in the down position like it is now, right? So I let go, the needle stays in the down position, and more often than not, that's what I need. But one time I need it to be, wait a minute, I need it to be up for some reason. Or if you get to a tricky part and you want to go just pretty much one stitch at a time, you can do that, all right, with that button there. Other than that, I think that's everything. The only other thing to mention is down here you have a QR code. If you scan that QR code, it'll bring you up the manual, so that you can read the manual if you forget any of this stuff. Stitch pitch is there, and that's everything to do with the 8000 machine.